Hello, and thank you for listening. My name is Ashley, and I am from the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. I'm going to be discussing tax tips for international students filing a Wisconsin tax return. To provide some background information, Wisconsin income tax returns are filed with the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. It is a separate taxing agency than the federal government, which is also known as the IRS. Separate income tax returns are filed for Wisconsin and for federal income tax purposes. Non-residents of Wisconsin will file on the Form 1 NPR. We are going to start out by going over a couple definitions. An alien is not a U.S. citizen. There are both non-resident aliens and resident aliens. A resident alien, for federal purposes, must meet the substantial presence test or green card test. For Wisconsin, there is no substantial presence, must have a green card. A non-resident alien, for federal purposes, has no substantial presence or green card, and for Wisconsin is not a U.S. citizen and has no green card. And withholding or tax withholding is the tax your employer takes out of your paycheck to pay the IRS or the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. First, we are going to discuss what an Itin is. Itin stands for Individual Taxpayer Identification Number. The IRS issues an Itin to individuals who are required to have a U.S. taxpayer ID number, but who do not have and are not eligible to obtain a Social Security number. Do you need an Itin? You would need an Itin if you do not have a Social Security number and are not eligible to obtain one, and you have a requirement to furnish a federal tax identification number or file a federal tax return, and you are in one of the following categories. Either a non-resident alien who is required to file a U.S. tax return, a U.S. resident alien who is filing a U.S. tax return, a dependent or spouse of a U.S. citizen or resident alien, a dependent or spouse of a non-resident alien visa holder, a non-resident alien claiming a tax treaty benefit, or a non-resident alien student, professor or researcher filing a U.S. tax return or claiming an exception. For more information, please contact the IRS or visit www.irs.gov. A Social Security number is issued to U.S. citizens and authorized non-citizens. Social Security number is often abbreviated as SSN. Generally, only non-citizens authorized to work in the United States by the Department of Homeland Security can get a Social Security number. Social Security numbers are issued by the Social Security Administration, not the Department of Revenue or the IRS. For more information, please contact the Social Security Administration by visiting www.ssa.gov. What if I do not have my Itin or Social Security number yet? If you have applied for an ID number and have not received the number back yet, you will need to file your tax return by mail. You must write "Applied for" in the Social Security number box on the top of the form. Once you do receive the verification of your number, you would supply a copy of it to us. You would want to mail it to our Customer Service Department at Wisconsin Department of Revenue, Customer Service Bureau, Mail Stop 5-77, P.O. Box 8949, Madison, Wisconsin 53708. Determining if a non-resident alien is required to file. As a non-resident alien, you do not have to file Wisconsin Form 1 NPR if you have less than $2,000 of gross taxable income, or the only tax form you received is Form 1042-S with a code 16 in Box 1, and the amount listed is not payment for services performed in Wisconsin. Code 16 indicates the money you received is from scholarship or fellowship grants. As a non-resident, this income is not taxable to the state of Wisconsin, However, there is an exception. Scholarship and fellowship income will be taxable to a non-resident of Wisconsin if it is payment for services performed in the state of Wisconsin. Or all of your income is exempt per a tax treaty. Income exempt due to a treaty for federal purposes is also exempt for Wisconsin purposes. For more information on this, please view IRS Publication 901. Or lastly, compensation paid to a non-resident alien with tax withholding with a tax treaty is reported on Form 1042-S, Code 04 in Box 3A. Here is an example of what the federal Form 1042-S looks like for 2021. And here is an example of a 2021 Form W-2. You do not have to file a Wisconsin Form 1 NPR if your gross income was less than $2,000. Gross income means all income from Wisconsin sources reportable to Wisconsin. It does not include items that are exempt from Wisconsin income tax. However, if you had Wisconsin tax withheld, you should file a return in order to receive a refund of Wisconsin tax. Wisconsin source income includes wages reported on Form W-2. Wages earned in another state are not taxable to Wisconsin if you are not a Wisconsin resident. And winnings from Wisconsin lottery, casino, or bingo hall located in the state of Wisconsin. Please note that this list is not all-inclusive. Information for aliens filing the Form 1 NPR is listed on page 3 of the Form 1 NPR instructions. If you are considered a non-resident alien for federal tax purposes, you are a non-resident alien for Wisconsin purposes. If you are considered a resident alien for federal purposes, you may be either a full-year resident, part-year resident, or non-resident of Wisconsin. You must have a green card to be considered a Wisconsin resident. We will now discuss the Wisconsin filing requirements for non-resident aliens. Filing requirement would be having $2,000 of gross Wisconsin income after any treaty considerations. The filing statuses that can be used are single, or if married, you must use married filing separately. Please note to see page 13 for any exceptions of the Form 1 NPR instructions. Income that is taxable to Wisconsin is wages earned working in Wisconsin or any gambling winnings from Wisconsin. Non-taxable income is interest income, income exempt from federal taxes due to a tax treaty, and scholarship and fellowships, except for ones that are from services performed in Wisconsin. Being a non-resident alien, you are not entitled to claim many of the credits Wisconsin offers. Here's a list of credits and deductions for non-resident aliens on Form 1 NPR. Please note that you are not eligible to claim the Wisconsin Standard Deduction, Wisconsin Property Tax or Rent Credit, the Wisconsin Married Couples Credit, the Wisconsin Homestead Credit, and the Wisconsin Earned Income Credit. However, you may be entitled to claim the tuition and fees subtraction. You may be able to claim the subtraction for up to $6,973. The subtraction only applies to tuition and mandatory student fees. It does not apply to room and board or other costs. You cannot claim the subtraction if tuition is paid with tax-free funds. Examples are Pell Grants or tax-free scholarships. To claim the tuition and fees subtraction on the Form 1 NPR, you would enter on line 31 of the Schedule M and carry that over to line 28, column B of the Form 1 NPR. For more information about the subtraction and how to calculate it, please see pages 6 through 8 of our Schedule M instructions. Please note, if the amount you paid for tuition is less than your scholarships and grants, you are not eligible for this subtraction. Here is an example of a 1098-T with boxes 1 and 5 highlighted, as those would be important boxes for you to reference. When it's time for you to file your Wisconsin tax return, please be sure to attach a copy of your federal form 1040-NR to the Wisconsin Form 1NPR. We would also require you to include your federal schedule OI. When you are filing your Wisconsin tax return, it is very important that you use your current address, not necessarily the address you had while in Wisconsin. This is important because our system updates based off the address on your most current tax return. If we need to send you anything, we would do so by mail, so it is important for us to have your most current address. If while filing your Form 1NPR, you have any questions or need the instructions, they are available on our website. The direct link is listed here on this slide. I also have provided a link to the Wisconsin Publication 122. Lastly, there is a link to our Wisconsin e-file. The Wisconsin e-file is a free tax filing software available on the Wisconsin Department of Revenue's website. Thank you for listening to the presentation today. If when filing your Wisconsin taxes you come up with any questions, please feel free to reach out to the Wisconsin Department of Revenue. The best ways to contact us are by email or phone. If you're looking to email us, please use the email address listed on the screen, dorelectronicfiling@wisconsin.gov. If you prefer to contact us by phone, we are available Monday through Friday from 7:45 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. And you can reach us at 608-266-2772. Thank you and have a great day.